Hey guys, it's Core Ross and welcome to Six News. Today we're talking about the most powerful item in Rainbow Six Siege, and that is the 1.5x scope. And this is a scope that only appeared in Rainbow Six Siege in August of 2020, but it quickly overthrew the previous king, which was the ACOG. And at the time when I was covering this site, I said a few different things. I said that it was basically the best site in Rainbow Six Siege because you could do close range engagements, medium range engagements, and long range with the 1.5x. At least the ACOG did have a downside when you were going up against close combat. And of course in Siege, when I talk long range, we're not talking proper sniper stuff. We are talking stuff within that 1.5 range, and it's just brilliant. I also said that I think it's going to be used for balancing and that the underpicked operators will end up getting it and they will rise up in pick rate, which seems to have happened, but a little bit too well, specifically as well for defenders. So let's have a chat about this. And disclaimer before we start, if I was in charge of balancing this game, I'd kill it pretty damn quickly, so don't take any suggestions here particularly seriously. I certainly don't take my suggestions seriously. And I want you guys to leave your own suggestions in the comments below. So first of all, the 1.5x is an absolutely incredible scope. So much so that we've seen when Oryx had it, his pick rate went flying up. Interestingly, his win rate didn't really increase that much. And as soon as he lost that 1.5x, he came flying right back down to pick rate. Then we've seen Warden come flying back up. Yet again, win rate not particularly high, but of course, you have to remember the pick rate means that people are picking that operator, whether they're on the winning team or the losing team. So the win rate at the high pick rates, I never really play too much into my thinking on the balance and graphs, just because, like I say, the chances are there's going to be a Warden on both teams, and of course one team will probably end up being better than the other in some way and potentially end up with a very flat win rate. And we've seen that for all the kind of operators who've gone above like 70%, we've definitely seen that win rate not go up with them. So right now, the 1.5x seems to be the most powerful item on defense. On attack, it actually seems to have worked incredibly well. I use it a lot on attack, but I don't feel as if I'm taking an operator just to get a 1.5x. But of course, that's just me. If we actually look at the attacker graphs for the last season, we can see Yana, Ace, and Ashe being quite high. However, pretty much all attackers have 1.5x to choose from if people want to use it. However, I will say that on attack right now, I am running the 1.5x on about 99% of the operators that I play. And if the 1.5x were to disappear from some of those kits, I do wonder, would I still stick with them for the gadget? Because I think I'm playing them for the gadget, but if the 1.5 disappeared, would I actually switch to someone else? Whereas on defense, only a few get the opportunity to use the 1.5x. And this goes back to my original thinking on the 1.5 when it was introduced to the game. I thought it was a little bit too good because it was good at all the engagement ranges in Rainbow Six Siege. And my suggestion here is a pretty simple one, and like I say, don't take this seriously, but I would remove the 1.5 from all defenders. I think it's great that they have a 1x and then they get 2x's on some of the operators, because I like the idea that the defenders have to pick the range they're going to engage the attackers at, and then set up the defense to correlate with that. And of course the attackers are going to attempt to go around that defense in some way to breach it by using the attacker gadgets to figure out how they can open up sightlines for longer range combat, or push in for shorter range combat with like smoke and things like that. Whereas right now the 1.5 defenders, I feel like they can pick any range to engage at, which means they're great all the time throughout the round, where you don't really have the advantage as the attacker to put them off balance. However, I might be going the opposite way here because, like I say, on attacker's side, everybody has the 1.5 and it's worked out really quite well. Of course, we have our high picked operators, but I don't think they're getting picked for the 1.5x site. Although I might be mistaken about that, and you guys can let me know if that's the case in the comments below. And certainly giving all defenders a 1.5 would certainly shake things up considerably. I've also seen plenty other suggestions as well, which is to add more housing to the actual site itself so it obstructs more things. But I think it's the 1.5x zoom that is the really advantageous part. You could blanken out the rest of the screen. I still think it would be a very nice site to be using. And we haven't yet actually seen the official reaction to this 1.5 meta that has been created. We can all see that when it comes to balancing changes in Siege, there's a significant lag time that I would easily say is about 6 months, if not longer, when it comes to some of the changes, so much so that the meta may have actually completely changed by the time balancing changes hit, making them quite perplexing to the players. And of course, when the actual patch notes for Dens come out, there's a lot of people who will ask, why is this operator not being changed when they're being busted for the last 6 months or more, or this operator needs some love and they've not been touched in years. So there's just a wide list of stuff that could be done better with the balancing of Rainbow Six Siege. And of course, there's also the problem that if you do change something, let's just say I deleted 1.5x right now from Defenders, I might completely destroy the game and maybe attackers would just come rolling in and absolutely steamroll, especially with that site right now appearing to be the most sought after and potentially most powerful item in Siege right now. Now on this channel I mainly make free educational videos for Rainbow Six Siege to hopefully make you guys better at the game. But if you're looking for something a bit more professional, the top Rainbow Six Siege coach on Fiverr has set up a Rainbow Six champion roadmap where you can actually sign up for a 6-week program to improve your game. And you can use the code ROSS to get $100 off if you decide to sign up. And the offer comes with a guarantee that they'll be able to improve your rank and your KD. If not, they'll continue to work with you for free until you do. And what the 6-week program includes is daily coaching calls, one-on-one sessions weekly, and even VOD reviews so you can actually watch your gameplay back and get tips on what you could do better. So let me know if this works for you if you decide to sign up and get $100 off with code ROSS. So yeah, the 1.5x, I do believe it is becoming a problem and they'll need to do something about it. But the flip side is that it is the most fun site to use. I think it's incredible. You can see me use it on attack all the time. And I think you can easily argue that other things in the game need attention of balancing rather than the site itself. And my idea of taking off all defenders might be too much. But yeah guys, let me know your feedback about the 1.5x in the comments below. And especially I'd love to hear from Warden mains themselves who are playing him right now for the 1.5. What's the reasoning behind it? Were you also the Oryx players playing the 1.5 when he had it? And let's just say we were to take the 1.5 away from Warden right now, what would be your next jump in character choice? Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, I'll catch you next time.